Greetings. My name is Ben, aka Downsize It, and I am joined today by Social General Rob.
Good.
And we finally got the last piece of the Wave 10 release. The Pelta just came in, I think it was yesterday for Rob.
Yes,
His
it
came
is.
in. Excuse me, so we're going to do the unboxing for that. Before we get to that though, I wanted to do some brief housekeeping, just to let you guys know. So, there was a bat rep planned to be released on the day that you saw my first tournament prep video, and it was a battle I had with Robbie, featuring Ryan 0001, one of his lists, and I forget who the other one was. It was a separatist list called Kraken's Techno. You know who you are. But I had it edited, ready to go and everything, and then accidentally deleted it off my computer as I was clearing out older videos. And those files are so large, they don't get recycled when they go to permanently deleted. And so just want you guys know that we did film it, but unfortunately it's lost. There are programs out there, I've been doing research to find a way to recover them that can do deep dives into your hard drive, but they're not cheap. The free trial versions only let you do like 500 megabytes, and these are like 60, 70 gigabyte files. So, so actually Robbie and I, at some point in the future, we're going to replay that match with your guys' two lists, and because it's $100 for this offer, and I don't know, maybe it's worth it to just in case in the future, but it's like right now, we'll just do a replay, I think. But I just want to let you guys know, because I think I had announced on one of my matches that was going to be coming up, and you're probably wondering, where is it? Unfortunately, I was stupid and deleted it accidentally, and it's now gone. But Robbie and I, at some point, will replay that. I'm not sure when, because we're it sounds like we're going to be in tournament prep mode for a while.
Yes.
Because what my Social General Rob's told me is that you guys are really sending the lists.
Yes, keep
keep sending them in.
I almost said that, Ben, to keep sending them in, but I know that I said, hey, Ben, you know, he's like, what? I'm like, yeah, you're going to be busy for the next couple weeks, man.
Yeah, so you guys are,
but keep doing it. Really.
Yeah, I don't know if we'll be able to get through all of them. I'm going to try.
Yeah.
But it might just be, if you guys are okay with it, the vast majority of videos from now to the tournament will be me playing my lists against your guys' lists for tournament prep, because it sounds like you guys really want to bring your list against mine and challenge me, which is great, which is what I want. I really want to get these challenging, hard lists that I'm going to be facing potentially and go up against them. So keep sending them in. Social General Rob, you'll see the email here.
Well, actually, Ben, you challenged them.
I did challenge them.
So see, that's it. And they challenged you.
And now they're coming in. So
yeah, they're stepping up.
We'll get to as many as we can with just the scheduling and all that kind of good stuff.
And on that note, real quick, guys, great. You've been doing a great job setting up how you want the list ran, great descriptions. Ben has not seen any of that stuff.
Nope.
I can only show him things when you say something about Ben, about as nice his channel is, or something like that. Appreciation, all that jazz. I do let him know that. But no, you guys got a really good descriptions, very good description, very good list that Ben is going to be surprised to see. So I really can't wait so much. It's like you guys can't wait. So yeah, keep sending them in, and just so you know, you guys are doing a really great job. And don't forget, if you want Robbie or I to run them, let us know.
Or Buster.
Buster
would be very willing to run us
Buster
as well.
So and don't forget Imperial. I said to Ben so far, he doesn't know this, but we haven't got any Imperialists yet. So if you got any Imperials out there that want to make a list to go against him,
yeah, because I will be facing Imperialists at the tournament. The only restriction really is I'm using all of the defenders I own. So that's really the only restriction, is you can't really bring a defender list. Maybe we can proxy squad and say, we'll pretend these are defenders if you want to do that. But I have 2 extra Star Destroyers, so Star Destroyers are not a problem. I only have 1 Quasar, although I think a lot of you aren't fans of Quasars from what I'm seeing in the comments, so I don't think I have to worry about you guys seeing a list with Quasars. And I do have a Super Star Destroyer. I have a feeling, I know some people have been bringing those to tournaments in the past, the prototype versions. And I do have 2 Onagers. I will be shocked if I don't see double Onager lists at the tournament, because apparently they were everywhere during the Vassal tournament.
Right.
So feel free to send in Imperial lists as well, and we'll accommodate as best we can with what I, taking out what I have for my list and then using what I have left over to even if you have to proxy. Send in any list you can think of, and if we don't have the models for it, we'll just figure out the best we can to make up, make believe, that kind of thing. So. Anyway, I just want to get that out of the way and let you guys know about that one video that was lost. Now the reason why, because I do remember announcing that it was coming, and it never happened, and this is why. Sometime in the future, it might not, because we're going to be ramping up this tournament practice stuff.
Yeah.
It might not be till after July we get back to doing normal subscriber versus subscriber lists. So just those of you guys that submitted those types of lists, just bear with me. They're not going anywhere. They're on the spreadsheet. They'll stay there until we run them.
Right.
So they will be happening probably after August. Well, not after August, but after July. In August. But anyway, thank you guys so much for the support. It means a lot that you guys are sending these in. I'm really glad that you guys help support the channel and are engaging with us in this way as well. So all that preamble out of the way, let's get into this unboxing. We got the Pelta finally.
Yes, we do.
So this one, as you can see, is in a much smaller box.
Yeah, I thought I got a sputter pack here from it.
Yeah, it was very small. I picked up mine at T-Shirt the other day. T-Shirt Explosions, a local game store. The only game store, unfortunately, in our area that actually sells Armada stuff.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, he still maintains a halfway decent stock.
Yeah.
So this sucker, obviously, I mean, we've seen the previews, but now we can see it in person here, and I'm sure to do my comparison videos or photos so you guys can see it side by side. This thing, similar after fashion, of course, to the Rebel one, because it's still the same class of ship, but coloring is different, of course. Got the Republic colors, and the wings are back.
Yep.
Just from an aesthetic choice, I think I prefer the wings out. I like the Rebel version better as far as the aesthetics, but
I don't know.
Yeah.
I like them both, I guess. I think it'd be neat to see them both on the table, to be honest.
Yeah.
I mean, I know that, you just switch out cards and stuff, but I think we need to have both just to have a different, maybe a little bit of, like, an actual.
Yeah, you could easily proxy this for a Rebel fleet or the Rebel one for, if you wanted multiples, having, because their arcs are the same. So the arcs are the same as the normal Pelta, just the difference is the damage. This one doesn't do as much damage out the front.
Right.
As the Rebel Pelta, which makes sense. Rebel Pelta would have maybe had upgraded guns and stuff on it. So this is going to be, the reason why I got this, I really like the way it's set up as far as its profile. It's basically a pure support ship. And I like it I think I'm going to like using it better. I don't own the core set yet with Consulars, but I think I'm going to like using it better as a pure support ship than using the Consular Radiant 7, and then just rely on my Consulars to be more, once I eventually get them, more fast attack ships, that kind of thing.
Oh, definitely, because when I was looking at the Pelta with Ryan Kingston's, I was seeing so much that the Pelta was basically going to be a GR-75 type ship.
Yeah.
And it's a really well-made ship.
But more durable, too.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, it's got more hit points, it doesn't have to scatter, but you could, we'll get to that title, you can get a double evade on it.
Oh, yeah.
So it's,
So, I mean, this has made me look at Peltas differently after seeing this one. I mean, I didn't know what to do with Pelta before in the Rebels. I really didn't. I played it once in the Battle of Scarif, and back in that video there, and that was, I think, the only time actually I played it. But after seeing this, and I own it now, I will definitely be playing it. You'll be seeing upcoming battle episodes, whichever or another. So, we shall see.
Alright, so you guys right now should see several comparison shots. I'm going to try to do, I'll probably do this when I get home because I didn't actually bring my models, but I'll do a comparison of the side-by-side of the Rebel Pelta. Tell you what's going to happen. You've already seen it. This will be in the past for you guys. But I'll also use my standard comparison next to the ISB, just because I'm going to use that as the baseline.
Right.
Which obviously this thing will be dwarfed by it, but just to give you a general idea, the main comparison will be with the Rebel Pelta, so you can just kind of see the differences.
Yes.
So let's go ahead and go through the upgrade cards. This is going to be a shorter unboxing. Obviously, it's a smaller ship. And unfortunately, there's less in here, and I'm going to talk about that after we're done with the upgrades. I have a little bit of a beef with this upgrade pack, this expansion. Okay, so let's start with the ship cards themselves.
Yeah.
You should see them coming up on your screen here, so you guys can get a closer look. So we have the medical frigate, which is the more expensive one by 4 points, 49, and then the transport's 45. So first let's look at just like the the loadouts, etc. The speed's the same, they're slow, only 2, it's fine. Weapon profiles, the medical transport has the blue dice, and the transport has the black dice, so more effective at close range. They all have the red dice. The transport looks like it's better at flakking, anti-squad. They both have 4 engineering, so can actually repair themselves pretty decently, actually, for a ship this small. And it looks like the medical frigate is, if you want it to be like a pseudo carrier, you can have 2 squads. The transport only gets 1, so it's really not. You maybe have them as pseudo carriers, but it's mainly, these are more just purely for fleet support. Other than that, they do have the evade, and then there's a title we'll get to where you get the double evade, which can make these very survivable. Because these are the ones you really want to keep at long range.
Oh yeah.
You want to keep them behind your primary ships, just supporting, unless you're running bomber command. Then you'll need it up closer so your bombers can get the benefit. But these are definitely purely support.
And don't be tempted with black dice that you want to go close.
No, that's just I run into that trap with the Rebel Pelta sometimes.
Yeah,
so
I think everybody does.
Keep it back. It's not meant to be in the mess. It's meant to be a support ship.
Yep.
All right, so let's look at the upgrades. This is where the main primary differences are. So they both get the officer and the I think it's called support officer. I just forgot what it's called. But this officer and then the support team. Support teams upgrades. They also both have the fleet support, which is the primary reason why you get a Pelta is for the fleet support.
Yes, definitely.
And if you have, Comstars with rated 7s and you get one of these, now you can do 2 fleet support, so that's another reason to get this. But the main difference, so the medical frigate gets an offensive retrofit. Now this will allow it to potentially get what's I'm thinking of like boosted comms, expanded hangar deck. If you want to make this more of a carrier-esque, like you get up to 3 squads with expanded hangar bay, so it'd be kind of like a GR-75 or a Gazanti, along with a bomber command, that sort of thing. The offensive retrofit just helps increase its ability to act as a support ship for like a squadron build, which is probably the primary way I will run. I'll probably primarily run the medical version, and unless I'm planning not having it as a carrier, then I'll just go cheaper with the transport because they can both get fleet support. But the offensive retrofit is, I think would be very beneficial for helping out and boosting the effectiveness of your squadrons. The transport, though, instead of having offensive retrofit, has defensive retrofit. Now, this is one where you could have a fleet support, but just want to really make sure that this thing can survive. You can put on advanced projectors also. This one would really benefit, especially keeping it back from electronic warfare. To put the token on the front of it so that you can have obstructed shots coming in. Even ECM could be beneficial. Another interesting thing to think about this, because both of these have 2 reds.
Yes.
On the transport, you could actually put reactive gunnery on the transport.
Oh yeah.
So when people are keeping them at long range, people try to take pot shots at you at long range. You can salvo back with 2 reds at long range. So as an option with reactive gunnery. So if you want it to be like a combo, fleet support that can also, deal some damage back to somebody that wants to take pot shots at it, you can throw those red dice at long range, and you still have your evade, so you can cancel dice, that kind of thing. So it's one of those. I think these are both going to be very effective support ships in different types of roles. And I know I've seen other reviews with these 2 ships that were kind of wondering, I'm not sure what role this is going to have, how to play it. And everyone's got different mindsets on how they like to play Armada and build fleets. But I love having dedicated support ships. Most fleets I build for the Empire, my tournament build is not this way just because I can't fit a Gazanti, because I want to run a whole bunch of defenders. But I almost always bring a Gazanti in every fleet I build for the Empire, almost every time, just because I love having a dedicated support ship. Because those dedicated support ships are force multipliers. They're not contributing to your overall firepower or whatever, but the effects they have on your fleet, as long as you keep them in range, can just exponentially increase the effectiveness of your fleet. And I think the Pelta will be very strong at this, even more than the Radiant 7 version of the Consular, I think.
I totally agree. And then you use Radiant 7 as something else.
Yeah. yeah, give it a different title. Use your consulars as more fast attack
Right.
ships, like a CR90
Yeah.
or something. Alright, so let's go over titles next. Well, let's start with the one that I think is going to hardly ever see play first. This is the FB-88. It's worth 4 points. And what it does, before you reveal a command, you may discard your top command pile. I'm not sure how effective this is for a 2-command ship. This is basically it almost makes it into a pseudo 1-command ship, but it basically lets you, once you have your command dials planned, you discard the top one, you get to use your bottom one for your command. So, in a fashion, it's making a command 1 ship, sorta. I don't know if it's needed. I don't know.
Well, let's try and make it like the flotillas.
Eh.
I mean, I don't know. Anyway.
Yeah, it's
different.
It's one of those, like, with a 2-command ship that you're playing as support, how often are you going to need to be like, man, I wish I had a different command now, type of thing. Let me do the one that I just planned that's at the bottom.
Especially just at the bottom.
But it's one of those, like I said, its primary use would be to turn the Pelta into a pseudo Command 1 ship. And could be good for a starting player that's still learning. You know, it's like the what's it called? It's the command. It's the title for Star Destroyers that makes it command value 2. You guys know what I'm talking about. It's one that makes it a Star Destroyer command value 2, which again is one of those where could be beneficial for a new player, but for those that have played the game for a while, most people don't have an issue planning ahead on their commands. Some do, which this could be very beneficial. Yeah. But I don't, personally for myself, I don't see myself ever using this, just because I don't need it. And I'd see it as a waste of 4 points, and it also means that I'm not using the other title, which we're just going to get to right now, and that's all.
The only thing the only thing I think about with that title right there is that if you got rated and your next battle coming up was going to be whatever he rated you can just switch out to the next command that was going to come up.
And it's true.
So maybe that's a way to get around the raids, because as a separatist love rating, so
it could be a way to anti-raid as an anti-raid to try to circumvent raids coming in at you potentially. So that is a potential use for it as well. So yeah. But this is the one that I will always use. I'll probably also never not take it. It's worth 5 points. Totally worth the 5 points. It's a TB-73. After you deploy, gain 1 additional evade token. So basically, it makes your Pelta have a brace, redirect, and 2 evades. Speaks for itself.
Yeah.
You want to keep these things away from enemy fleets anyway, at distance, at range, unless you're get bomber command. But even bomber command distance 5, and keep it back. Having the double evade, the ability just to keep canceling dice as people are throwing shots in at you, just massively improves the survivability of this ship. And there's not much else that needs to be said. This is self-explanatory.
Yeah.
I think most people, when they're running their Peltas, this upgrade is going to be an auto-include. It's fantastic upgrade. I know I'll probably be putting it on every time I bring a Pelta. We'll be having that on there. Alright, let's get to some more of the meat and some of the really juicy parts. The commanders you get. Yes. These are 2 fantastic commanders.
I like it.
So let's start with one that is a commander for the Empire.
Oh, really?
Admiral Tarkin, before he became a Grand Moff.
Yeah.
He has 30 points. And so he starts with, you'll see on the side there with it coming up, that you get to choose 6 command tokens. That's the command token, not the command dial one. And he's very similar to his Empire build. So at the start of each ship phase, you may discard a command token from this card. If you do, either you gain 1 matching command dial, and that's for the ship that he's on, or each friendly ship gains 1 matching command token that you discarded. So if you have a Confire command token on here, you can discard it to gain the Confire dial on Tarkin ship, or give a Confire token to every ship.
Every other ship.
Every ship.
Okay.
Including the ship he's on.
Yeah.
So you have options. So this is both at the same time, you could say, more powerful and less powerful than the Imperial Tarkin. Just a reminder, the Imperial Tarkin is, at the start of every round, you get to hand out a command token to your entire fleet.
Right.
Has to be the same one, and I always recommend that you combo that with the Sovereign title on the Star Destroyer, because Sovereign lets you swap out command tokens on up to 3 ships. So you can, if you do Sovereign with Grand Moff Tarkin and the Empire, just maximum token flexibility. This one does require some pre-planning, because you have to pick the 6 tokens before the game.
Right.
You're putting on here, so you kind of really need to know what your fleet is. Decide when you see your opponent, like, right, what tokens am I really going to want? But you have maximum flexibility on this. You can be like, you know what, I'm going to treat him like Grand Moff Tarkin, where I'm going to get tokens for my whole fleet, or I'm going to be selfish on the ship as is and just use the dial on my ship as is, which could also be very beneficial for you. Admiral Tarkin, 30 points, I think is a fantastic. I think, it's a bit more on the higher mid expense side, but I think it's totally worth it. What he does, absolutely fantastic Admiral. He'll be great no matter what fleet build, whether you're doing carrier build, like assault build.
Sure.
No matter what build you have, Tarkin is going to be a fantastic commander for you. Now the next one, another familiar name. It's Admiral Yularen. And the Empire has Wolf Yularen, and he's part of the ISB, but as an officer. Admiral Yularen, he's the counterpart to Plo Koon, pretty much a pure squadron.
Oh, yes.
Commander.
Yes.
And between Admiral Yularen and Plo Koon, those will be my favorite commanders personally. So I love squad play, and I love what they do with squads. So Admiral Yularen is 24 points. So the first part of his ability, when a friendly ship resolves a squadron command, if it spends a squadron token, it may activate 1 additional squadron. Now what I love about this is that it really makes the Venator 2 into a really, basically a super carrier.
Well, that's 6. Without command ways and all that stuff.
Oh no.
No? Well,
so, if you take Event 2 with just this commander, let's assume you have token support, so you're getting squadron tokens as well.
Right.
Okay, so either with comms netting or the Resolute title on a Venator.
Right.
So when you reveal a squadron command, you're getting 5, because that's the Venator 2. Then you spend the squad token, getting 6. Then Yularen lets you get an additional one, gets you 7.
Right.
So you're commanding 7 squads with Admiral Yularen without any other upgrades on one ship.
Yeah.
That's better than a Superstar Destroyer. And then if you, like the Executive 2 Superstar Destroyer, and then you can add Expanded Hangar Bay if you really want to tee it off and have 8 squads going off one ship.
Yeah.
And just make that your pure carrier with the upgrades, and then, anyway. But even with 7, you can then you put boosted comms or something on it so that you actually have the range.
Yep.
But I just love this, and then if you want to just do a squad build, like a fleet build, you can really maximize, like, let's say you don't want to do like the Venator 2, but you want to do like some acclimators or whatever, and just make sure you got token support.
Right.
You're just then boosting even more squads that you can activate. I just love how that this as a squadron player, person who loves playing squads, I love that ability just to really focus down on one ship. This is probably how I use it, put Resolute, Ven 2, and just Admiral Yularen, and that's my carrier, and I have some support ships around.
And as I'm learning squadron play, that's probably going to be my guy too.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Absolutely fantastic. His second part is really good as well. So when a friendly ship resolves an engineering command, it may spend the following engineering points on the following repair effect. Repair squadrons. Spend 2 points to choose a friendly squadron at distance 1 to 3. That squadron recovers 1 hull point.
Wow.
So you can actually repair your squadrons with this Admiral as well.
Yeah.
So that makes your arcs even harder to kill, makes your Y-wings even harder to kill.
Yeah. Landed on a station.
Yeah, and just think about the combo with the Pelta here. So, like with your super carrier, you're wanting to actually command your squads.
Right.
Okay. But let's say you now have your Pelta, and maybe it has bomber command on it. It's playing near the front as well.
Yeah.
But you're not running squad commands on this because you don't need to. Your super carrier is running the squad commands. You're running engineering commands on this.
Right.
This has an engineering value of 2. That means you can basically repair a squad 2 hull points, or repair 2 squads 1 hull point. You basically use this as your squadron repair ship.
Right. That's huge.
It's huge.
Yeah.
It just, and can be, I imagine, just be exceptionally frustrating to your opponent. I know this obviously is going to be great on wagons, but arcs with 7 health,
Yeah.
with this guy just running around just keeping and repairing them while they're doing their business, it's just absolutely, I think it's going to be, I love just speaking about the combos. I can't wait to run, put together a Republic list now with my
I already think you see the list that he's going to be making right now, don't you guys?
So,
and then also you could, as your squadrons are done doing their business, they could go back to a space station, land there, heal there, and then he could do his business.
Yeah,
and heal them more.
so if you're near a space station as well, you can just get maximum repair potential. So
yeah, that's pretty amazing.
Yeah.
That was.
And again, if you have playing ahead like token support, you say you had an engineering token on this.
Right. Yeah.
This is where you could like combine it with another Pelta or the Radiant 7 with munitions.
Yes.
Or not munitions resupply, the repair one.
Parts
resupply.
Yep.
Just make sure he has an engineering token. He's playing the engineering command, so now he has 6 engineering points, which means that's 3 squads he can repair, or 1 squad repair 3 times.
Yeah.
It's just absolutely incredible.
Nice.
Yeah.
He's insane.
Yeah, I love Admiral Yularen. I just love how the Republic has 2 very heavy squadron-focused commanders that are just absolutely fantastic.
I almost like him as much as Sloan. I mean, Sloan does great damage and stuff like that,
Right.
but wow.
No, he is
right up there with
I would agree. Just in a different way.
I mean, yeah, well,
Just in a different way. It's different, but he's absolutely fantastic squad
I
commander.
mean, holy mackerel.
Yeah.
Right.
So I can't wait to try him out with a Venator 2 Pelta combo with a whole bunch of arcs. What's that? No. No.
Okay.
Repair any friendly squad. Doesn't matter what they are. As long as they're at distance 1 to 3.
That's good. That's just, you never know. Sometimes they say generic or only depth or whatever.
So absolutely fantastic. Love that. Love it. Alright, we got 2 officers in this expansion. So we have, let's start with Clone Captain Silver. We've actually seen him before because I proxied him in the game I had with Robbie when I played with my Venators.
Right.
So I thought I'd have my Pelta by then. He's 4 points. And you start with a navigate token on him. That's what that symbol on the left means. And his ability, when you execute a maneuver during your determined course step, you have, if you have not resolved a navigate command, so you haven't spent a dial or a token, you may exhaust this card to increase or decrease your speed by up to 3. If you do, you cannot resolve a navigate command during this activation. You can spend tokens to ready it. You have to spend nav tokens to ready it. So you get 1 free ready, basically, with the token he comes with. But this is actually really beneficial, so you can be planning stuff other than nav commands.
Yeah.
And know that you can change your speed, basically, at least twice without having to put tokens on it.
Is that comments or something else?
Yeah, or whatever. Yeah. So it allows you to be planning different commands.
Yeah.
And then you just know that for 2 rounds, guaranteed, you'll be able to change your speed and then do speed adjustments. And good speed 3 adjustment, that's a massive.
Yeah, it's not speed 1 adjustment.
Yeah. If you put this on a console, you could go from 1 to 4 or 4 to 1 if you need to do a stall. Yeah. Or if you've done a stall like I've done before, going to 0. Next round, you can then be like 0 to 3.
Yeah, I remember that. I remember that rep. Yeah, that was fun.
I decided to bring that up. So.
Yeah, thanks, Greg. Thanks.
But I just love his versatility. For 4 points, you put this on a ship that you want to be mobile, but doing other commands other than navigates. Absolutely fantastic ship. Even on a big ship, it could be beneficial, like on an Acclimate or a Venator. When you want them doing like con fires or something, and you need to change speed, you use him twice at least to adjust your speed as needed. You can just keep doing your con fires and your spots going, or squadron commands, or whatever. So, very good commander. I really like. I think I do. Yeah. For what?
So I just like him too.
Oh, yes. Fantastic. Much better than, what was it, Clone Commander Wolf? That is like, what are we using for now? We'll have to wait in the future for that.
Yeah, I think he's a tease.
He's a tease. Yeah, you guys have seen that one. I'm not going to go over it again. Alright, so next we have Addy Galia. Is it Addy Galia? Maybe?
We're going with Addy Galia.
Addy Galia, yeah. So 3 points. So she says, while defending, when you suffer damage from an attack, you may suffer up to 1 of that damage on the shields of a hull zone adjacent to the defending hull zone for each defense token you spent during the defense token step. If you do, suffer any remaining damage on the defending hull zone. So this is actually kind of a pseudo redirect. It's basically like, let's say you can't redirect anymore when you're using this, but let's say somebody
Brace.
right, but it's like locks down your redirect or
Right,
something.
yeah, right.
And then you could like brace and then do an evade and then a
Right.
salvo.
Yeah,
Then that means
That's
you
great.
can move 3 damage
Yeah.
around.
yeah, that's incredible.
Or it's, let's say no one's knocking down anything, but you're like, I want to save my redirect for now. I'll do my other 3 defense tokens
Yeah.
and then just move it around. So this could actually, it's a very interesting and unique
I think
card.
it's more popular than you think.
Yeah,
It's very popular.
and especially I think if you combo with things like maybe Obi-Wan Kenobi, who reduces damage anyway,
Yeah, right.
with evade, so, or not evade with redirect, so you could spend that redirect not to move, but spend the redirects to cancel damage
Yeah.
with extra shields text, and then other tokens, and then if you have anything left over, then you can move it around with her.
Right.
So
So,
I think she comboed really well with Obi-Wan.
actually, that's at least 2 at least.
Yeah, so
Yeah, just what we want.
so I think I think she'd be a really good defensive upgrade, especially when you want to go really hard defensive with Obi-Wan
Right.
as a commander. So
Or you want to keep the Pelta alive.
yeah,
So,
or even on a big ship, put it on your
Yeah.
command ship.
Yeah.
Really make your acclimators and your venators survive. About compared, we already. I mean, we haven't done it, but you guys I know Brace for Impact, their channel,
Yeah.
and I think Ion Radio has a demo couple Kenobi lists where they just put these massive defensive acclimators on the table with Kenobi and all that stuff that just makes them almost unkillable. Then you put her on there with it, will just make it even better.
Yep.
So I think she's going to be a really unique and good defensive officer.
Yeah. You
So
can see her a lot.
Yeah.
And she's how many points?
only 3.
Well, that's incredible.
Yeah, I think it's a great cost for this card.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, so the last one that we get is Mercy Mission. This is the one unique to the Republic. You guys, again, you saw this before in my mission with Robbie, because we just proxied it. It's a fleet command, so you have to have a fleet command upgrade slot. And so it's only 0 points. Yeah. So before deploying fleets, you unequip this card from what it's on. So you put this on right now a Ven one, or if you want to use Flag Bridge. And you choose one friendly small ship, so then you have to move to small ships, so basically Pelta or Consular.
Yep.
And it can't be your flagship. And once this has it, basically, if you get the ship that this is on, your Pelta or your Consular, and to your enemy's deployment zones, you have to get them across the board by the end of the game, you get an extra 40 points.
Which I could use my last bet rebel.
Yeah.
Whatever you.
So basically, for a 0-point card, if you play it right, you can get an extra 40 points.
Yeah.
But if the ship that this card is on is destroyed,
You lose.
well, you don't lose points. Your opponent gains 20 points.
Well, okay, they can't do it.
So the cost of the ship goes up by 20 points. I think it's a great card. I think that I think we're going to be seeing this a lot.
Yeah.
If you're building a fleet, and whether you're using Flag Bridge to your fleet command, or you're using a Ven 1, you're like, I don't really want to run fleet commands.
Yeah.
Throw this on there for 0 points,
Yeah.
put it on a small ship in your fleet, and I'm going to go see if I can get my 40 points for the game.
Exactly.
Yeah, I love how unique and different this is than anything else in the game.
Yeah.
So
And thematic as well.
very thematic.
Because it goes back to the Clone Wars. But also with what we've been saying throughout our unboxing and stuff and looking at stuff, it's also got a bonus and a negative. So so that's great. And I love that about these cards.
Yeah.
And when they do stuff like that, I just love it. So I hope they
Yeah,
do
these
stuff
new
like
fleet
this.
these new fleet commands.
Are,
A lot of them have the plus and minus.
right.
There's a benefit. There's also drawback.
Exactly. And
Which explains why they're so cheap.
exactly. Yeah.
So,
And
yeah.
why they are. I'm going to throw it on because I get extra, offensive thing. No big deal.
Right.
Well, okay, that's nice. But now you have to worry because if the ship goes down, well, you just give your opponent 20 points.
Yeah. Exactly. So you obviously got to be careful with the ship you're putting it on.
Yeah.
So
I don't know if I put it on a Pelta, but
it depends on how you're planning on using the Pelta. I think
Right.
you're going to see these going on a lot on consulars.
Yeah, I was
because
gonna
they
say
got
consulars.
that maximizing speed. They can just run around the edge.
yeah,
Make it just an ultra cheap consular. Maybe snipe at people if you want to do some
Right.
engagement. But its goal is just to get to your opponent's board and get 40
Just
points.
Stay out of the way.
Stay out of the way. So, And that's it, guys. And this is where, I do have a little bit of beef with this expansion.
So let's say your beef, Ben.
Well, this is a $40 expansion.
Yeah, 39 something, yeah.
And US dollars, by the way. 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. You only get 9 upgrade cards.
Well, they could have gave us more of the same cards over and over again, that they have in every other one, I guess. But.
Well, not that. So this is the reason why I don't like this.
Okay.
How are people going to be running their Peltas?
Price support, should I just said earlier.
And what upgrade are you going to be wanting to run on your Pelta?
Well, it'd be
What class of upgrade are you going to be running on your Pelta?
right, boosted comms, bomber command, or
Right, bomber command. So fleet support.
fleet support.
Fleet support. There are 0 fleet support cards in this expansion.
Mm-hmm.
If you're a new player and you're just getting started,
Yep.
the core set, if I'm not mistaken, only comes with CommsNet.
Okay.
That's it, as far as fleet support. The only way, if you're a Republic player, to get more fleet support, I think there might be munitions resupply or whatever.
Yeah.
Or I think that might come in there as well. But like the new ones. But what I'm saying is there are so many other, especially Bomber Command, that's the big one.
Yeah.
The only way you can get Bomber Command at all as Republic players is if you buy the upgrade card pack, which by the way is out of stock unless you want to pay $100 on eBay. And I just think this is a huge missed opportunity because you only get one in that anyway.
Right. Yeah.
So one, they're assuming that these brand new Republic players have bought an upgrade card pack.
Yes.
It's not in stock. That somehow it's, for some reason it's difficult to print baseball cards. I don't know why. And I don't care if it would be duplicated.
No.
If you already got the upgrade card pack,
Right.
and this comes with another bomber command.
Right. Yeah, you're right.
The primary purpose of this ship is to run fleet command or fleet supports. And the one you're probably going to run the most on this ship as a Republic player is bomber command.
Yep.
The Republic has 2 bombers. They clearly designed Republic fleets to be squadron bomber fleets.
Yes.
I mean, there's a whole bunch of other ways you can run them, but it's so heavily focused on the Republic side to be a squadron-focused faction with bombers. Why was Bomber Command not put in this expansion? I just feel like it's a jip.
Even
Well, you get CommsNet in the core set.
Okay, but still, maybe even some of the other.
But even some of the other ones, because you always need another CommsNet. Maybe
Right.
because people like.
Yeah.
I mean, both Bomber Command, CommsNet, because like you said, I think you just get one core set. And there's a lot of times with some fleets where I run 2 Gazantes and I want 2 CommsNets to run the play.
Right.
So again, I know 2 CommsNets come in the upgrade card pack, but again, they're out of stock. And it's one of those where, excuse me, I just feel like it was a huge. I don't know why they made that choice, but it's like the primary purpose of this ship is fleet support, and they don't include any fleet supports whatsoever.
No.
Who cares if it's a duplicate card with something from every card pack? You should be able to buy an expansion for a ship and have what you need to run it for what its purpose is.
Exactly.
You cannot do that if you are.
Well, me, for instance, I don't have an upgrade pack.
Yeah.
Luckily, Ben does have them. But if I was playing against, I don't know, somebody that could be coming to another bat rep soon, who does not have an upgrade pack as well, we'd be sitting there going,
Well, we're going to be with proxy cards.
Yeah, but still.
But you shouldn't have to do that.
What I'm saying is, in the beginning, if 2 people have it, just doing separate spoken, they don't have an upgrade
card pack, which most people don't because they're out of stock.
Exactly.
And it's just,
what are you gonna do?
Even assuming COVID never happened and there was never any supply shortages and the upgrade card packs are out on shelves, I don't think a player should have to go buy that in order to run this for its base purpose.
True.
I think at the very minimum, Bomber Command should have been in this expansion.
Agreed.
Just minimum. And just including Bomber Command in this would have made this then, I think, it just bugs me so much that not one fleet support was in this expansion, and that's the purpose of this ship.
Right.
It's fleet support, and they didn't put it in here. And I mean, you can tell it's pissed me off. It doesn't affect me because I have all the cards. I've been playing for forever.
Right.
It's just, I just think it's a shady business practice, and
It's the principle.
it's the principle of it.
Right.
Yeah, it's the principle of it. So maybe I'm making a mountain out of a molehill. Let me know what you guys think about that.
I know.
So that
Personally, but anyways.
and that a fleet support should have been included,
Mhm.
and the one I think specifically Bomber Command, because that's the purpose the ship is going to roll is for Republic fleets
Right.
with all their bombers that they like to run. So anyway, especially because you're paying $40 for this expansion,
Right.
and you're only getting, what was it, 9 cards compared to, you got a slew of cards in the other expansions. I think they hit it out of the park. You get a lot of great cards. The ships are fantastic. Oh no, it's in the teens.
Okay.
Tons of upgrade cards in the other expansions. This one just felt a little light. Now the upgrade cards in here are great. I think all of these are fantastic upgrade cards.
Yeah.
But the fact that they didn't include a fleet support of some kind,
Mm-hmm.
I don't know that. Yeah. Anyway, and what do you guys think about that? Am I the only one? Am I, like I said, I'm making a big deal out of nothing. So maybe I should just chill out and calm down.
So I know he's not the only one. He knows that now. He's not the only one. So,
Yeah.
but yeah, let us know what you guys think.
Yeah.
Should they put that in, or if they had some of the vendors who had a fleet command, they don't give a fleet command at all.
Yeah.
I mean, at all. Not even SPAT or SPOT, whatever
Yeah.
it's called. Nothing in there like that. It is none of the fleet commands give it.
Yeah. The fleet command was in this one.
Right.
So-
So you're like, well, what do I do?
That was kind of a weird one. It was kind of going back to the early days for Armada, where if you wanted a certain upgrade card, you had to buy
Yep.
a certain ship, and a lot of times it was a ship from the faction you weren't even wanting to play.
Exactly.
And I thought we were done with that.
Yeah.
I thought that nonsense was over with, but apparently not. But I don't know. Hopefully, it doesn't continue in the future. But other than that, that's just the black stain. Because other than that, I love this ship.
Oh, I do. I love it.
I'm so glad I got mine.
I got it.
I can't wait to run it. I think the upgrades that do come in it are fantastic. I can't wait to use the new commanders and the new upgrades.
Yep.
So other than that, I think it's a fantastic expansion. It just has that one black mark of not including some sort of fleet support. And me personally, I think specifically it should have been Bomber Command should have come in this expansion. But anyway, other than that, the good and the bad.
Yeah.
Let us know what you guys think of this expansion and how it started you guys. I know I've already asked about the smaller Republic ships and previous bat reps, so this might be redundant, but you can just talk about the expansion in general.
Yeah, how would you use the
Upgrade
Pelta?
cards, how would you use the Pelta?
This Pelta, this one.
How do you look forward to using it? Is it going to be squadron support, which is the way I'm probably going to run it, or do you want it to be more generic fleet support?
Yeah.
Giving up maybe comms netting or munitions resupply for fueling or your spot super lasers, that sort of thing. So just let us know how you guys feel about the Pelta and the expansion, all that good stuff.
Yes, please do.
Yep. So tomorrow, you guys should see, hopefully, a bat rep that'll be featuring the debut on the channel of my brother-in-law Zach, known as the Cargo Hold. We're going to be filming it today, but it'll be releasing tomorrow, and it will be his first Armada battle report full size.
Yes.
We've only ever done 1 or 2 200-point games just for practice, and that was months ago. So it'll be a teaching game, but he's going to be bringing a Pelta. He got his Pelta in. So we'll be able to see this Pelta in action, and you guys will see that in the bat rep tomorrow. So look forward to that. And then just lastly, a quick reminder that for my tournament practice builds, just keep sending those into Social Channel Rob. Email will be above us here. And don't send them to me. It's going to remain a secret until day of when I see them.
And don't put them on the comments either, because
yeah, because I do read the comments.
Right.
So yeah, so if you want to send in a tournament practice list for me to go up against, send them to Rob's email.
Yep.
He'll be the keeper of those, so I don't see them, and I will be surprised by them every time. All right. Well, thank you guys for watching again, and look forward to that bat rep tomorrow. And until next time, take it easy.